that's this one, and two above it. The whole point about the inner world, or the idea about the inner world, or I had an idea about the this exhibition that we're putting together, and it's themed around this idea of the life of the mind, is to think about how Esther's sculpture is really an image of somebody who's trying to resist their inner world being interpreted by their dad, really. And when I was a child, people used to, my grandfather was a very unoriginal thinker, used to say to me, a penny for your thoughts. And I always hated that. I resisted it. He wanted to know exactly what I was thinking, and I think that's what's going on with this sculpture. I think she's trying to resist being interpreted in that way. But I'm not trying to say that her inner world is somehow reflected in these artists that we've chosen, but the artists that we've chosen, or I've chosen to be in this exhibition that we're putting together for January, somehow reflect a discussion about the sort of inner world, or an interior space. And I think we all need, as human beings, we need space in which to operate. And my daughter, I've got a teenage daughter, and my daughter always says to me, "You're not my brain." When I ask her to, get up on a Saturday morning or something, she says, "You're not my brain." And what she's doing there, I think, is saying, "Give me some space." And I think that's what Esther's saying in this sculpture, because she's staring off into the distance, refusing to be interpreted. And I think all of the artists that we're choosing for this Life of the Mind exhibition, somehow one of the themes of it is about the broader space that we need as human beings to occupy. There's four key artists to it, which are Louise Bourgeois, Sophie Calle, Yayoi Kusama, and Annette Messenger. And they're like four. I think they're four of the greatest artists alive today, and they all make work. I've had an interest in their work for years, really, but they all make work which is somehow defined by their need to explore this kind of space, this kind of inner or mental space, or politicise somehow. On some level, maybe they're politicising a kind of psychological space in which human beings need to be uncluttered to thrive somehow. And Louise Bourgeois is probably the most obvious of them. She had a difficult relationship with her father, and a lot of her work has grown out of this sort of frustration with a world organised by men, really. And it's not that she's a victim of that or anything. I don't think any of these artists, even Esther really, is a victim. But what they are is sort of rebelling against it, trying to do something subversive or transgressive against that world. And Louise Bourgeois is key to it, because part of the thinking about it is that a lot of these artists are trying to put a sharp pair of scissors into the underbelly of soft underbelly of male hegemony. And there's a little drawing of Louise Bourgeois of a pair of scissors with a pair of clippers, and that's really where I got that idea from, that she was angrily stabbing at something, and that stabbing was loads of codes of conduct and pointless codes of behaviour. I do definitely have a kind of world that is like that, which my art sort of inhabits. But it's also, because I also think it's a kind of private space, this idea I mean, I think these artists are trying to give form to their own kind of private space in order to say this is a kind of important place. But I mean, my own sense of this space is to do with childhood, really, and things like growing up on a farm where there would be, you know, rotting floorboards, and you might fall through into a rat's nest or something. I can't.
That's how you do it, Thomas.